Good morning, Madeline. I'm going to take you through my morning routine in order to do the afternoon fast, in order to stop eating at 3 p.m. and then go to bed on an empty stomach. So all you're going to have after 3 p.m. is herbal tea, cups of herbal tea or water. So it's 6 a.m. The first thing I've done is made a black coffee, just a single dose of black coffee. I put a little bit of cassia cinnamon in it. Cassia cinnamon's the common cinnamon that we get in Australia. This is organic, and I've got a tiny, it's not a teaspoon, but a tiny spoon, and then I just put a flat amount in with the coffee brewer. And the beautiful thing about cassia cinnamon is that it is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. Let me just pop this back. It stops neurodegenerative diseases, so it protects the brain cells. There's sometimes when we don't break proteins down properly, they can sit in the brain and cause neurodegenerative brains, or lack of good fats, for example. It kills fungal infections, kills most viruses, including HIV, lowers blood sugars. It's antimicrobial, so it'll kill funguses. And then the big one is it's anti-cancer, so it actually destroys cancer cells, and it stops the formation of the blood vessels that form in a tumor. Like, it actually breaks them down, it degenerates them. So it's anti-cancerous, so that's a good thing. The reason why I start with a coffee in the morning, it's not that I need energy by any means. It's because it stimulates my body's own casein. C-A-E-S-I-N. It's a protein, normally only found in, if you're an animal eater, if you eat animals, if you're non-vegetarian. The casein is obtained through eating protein. I stimulate my own casein. I don't need to eat animals. I can get my body to stimulate everything that I need, and that's what's done by the coffee. I have a sweet potato in the oven, and it's at around 120 degrees Celsius. It's these are farmed sweet potatoes. They've been brushed, the dirt's been brushed off them, but I can feel just a little bit of grit, a fine film of dirt. I don't wash them. I just put them in the oven and eat them, and that way I'm getting my B12, which again, I don't need to get that from an animal source. I have in here, so I'm making enough for breakfast and lunch. I have in here silver beet, and you might see I've rolled one lot here and one lot there. I don't cut it, because if I cut it, then that will leach out more of the nutrients, so I don't want that. And I've just got a little bit of water in the bottom of the pot. It's only about that much, and I'm going to steam it on low. So I don't mind that everything takes a bit longer. The beauty is I'm not going to eat until 7 anyway, so the first thing I do is start the preparation. I have everything on low so that I'm preserving the nutrients, getting more of the nutrients. Today I'm having an avocado. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to this avocado. So that'll be my good fats. Also, a bit of extra protein through hemp seeds. I'm going to sprinkle that on the silver beet. Yesterday I had steamed eggs, and I cooked a couple for today as well, but I'll have the ones cooked in the pan. I'll show you that in a minute. These eggs, when I boil them, I put hot water in the pot. I just cover the eggs. I bring them to almost boil. I don't boil them. I bring them to almost boil. And then I pour out the hot water and rinse them with cold water. The reason being is that you still get a soft yolk, which maintains more of the nutrients, yet the white is cooked. And you want the white properly cooked so that you can metabolize it, break it down. So that's the ideal way to cook eggs. Today I'm having a couple of cooked eggs in the pan. So I've just got about that much of, it's a teaspoon worth of coconut oil. So that's my saturated fats. As a vegetarian, I get my saturated fats from eggs and coconut oil versus meat. And it's a really nice amount of saturated fats. It's not more than I need. All right, so let's do my snacks. So I get my little bowl. And then today, what do I want? I've got activated nuts. These are amazing. So I've got activated walnuts. These are all organic. Everything I do is organic. And then I'm really only just, I might do a glass bowl so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Just doing a small amount. I'll wipe that. Just a small bit in my hand, and then I'll do that with 2 other kinds of nuts. So I've got activated organic Brazil nuts. Oh, these are so good, and they're really nice and high in fats, so they're really creamy and they keep me really full. It's the fat that keeps us feeling full because it slows down the digestion. And we want that. We want to slow down the digestion so that we then break down all of the nutrients. So it's a really beautiful thing to do, is have good fats with each meal. In my cupboard I also have things like hemp seed oil, flaxseed oil, olive oil, sesame oil. And they're all organic and they're all cold pressed. All right, so that's one snack. So I don't know if you can see that. I might do that. So that's a decent amount, but it's not too much. That's a perfect snack. And then today, as another snack, I'm actually going to have berries and yogurt today. So you can see it's quite a high protein day for me. And I do like high protein days on the weekends because they tend to be the days that I'm doing a lot of work, meaning I'm online, I'm doing lives, I'm doing coaching, and that takes up a lot of brain power and energy. So I like to get a decent amount of protein in. I don't eat carbs very often. I eat carbs maybe twice a week. I'll cook carbs once and then they last 2 days. So that's, oops. I've just given myself a couple of tablespoons of blueberries, and then I'm going to do raspberries. And I do it now because they're frozen and they'll defrost, which is good. And then I'll put a tablespoon or 2 of the biodynamic yogurt on top. The other thing I've got going on today, if I get really hungry, I can also include kefir. And I will do kefir, go through kefir with you another day. But I'll just show you. So my kefir's in the fridge at the moment because it's done. It popped, its lid popped. It lives in the cupboard. There's things called kefir grains. They're live cultures. And I poured, it's, you know the milk. It's the pure organic, unhomogenized full cream milk. So it has been pasteurized, but it's not been homogenized, which is really more important than the pasteurization, although raw milk would be better. But when it's homogenized, they put it through a sieve, and it actually becomes similar to skim milk in that they're breaking down the molecules, and then those molecules become small. Remember, cow's milk molecules are large, and they are actually hard to digest, which is why we make kefir, and we break down those bonds. But then this is digested in the gut. Whereas when it's homogenized and you drink it straight, it goes into the bloodstream and it causes scarring on the arteries, which will cause cholesterol buildup. And I actually tried it. I tried it out just drinking milk, and I went and got blood test, and my cholesterol was through the roof. And the doctor said, I need to put you on cholesterol medication. I said, without telling him what I was up to, I just said, let me go just do some lifestyle changes and I'll come back and get a blood test, all right? And he said, okay. And I came back and my blood cholesterol was normal because I was just drinking the kefir. And so that was a really good way. I was guinea pigging myself, knowing, you know, about whether that was true or not. I'm a qualified naturopath, so I studied naturopathy. And one of the things that when I went, they asked us to try out on ourselves. They don't do that anymore, but anyway, I love being a guinea pig and trying out how foods affect me and going and getting blood tests. Now I've just put them in the cupboard so that they're ready for me to eat when I'm ready to eat. So I'll space my meals and I'll have my snacks in between, and then I'll stop eating at 3, and then I'll make lovely herbal teas, so nettle tea and other teas that maybe turmeric tea. The other thing I also absolutely do first thing after my coffee is I'll have my what I call a shake. This one is blended celery and orange. Orange is a great carrier for nutrients. It allows the nutrients to be transported through the body, and it's also good for building collagen in the skin, so it maintains elasticity in the skin. And then I've put in all of my supplements. So there's papaya leaf, chlorella, spirulina. I've got a little bit of hemp powder in this one today, and then all of my wild crafted herbs. So I've got ashwagandha, that's particularly good for joint and inflammation. Eucalyptus bark, and then I've got a neurotropic, which is good for the brain. It's a mushroom, and MSM. So they all manage. I discovered there's a gene that I have, and it predisposes me to an autoimmune condition, which causes what they call similar to chronic rheumatoid pain. And it came on a couple of years ago, and the pain actually incapacitated me. I couldn't walk home one day from the train to home. I had to call an Uber, and then I bought a car so I could manage walking. I have now managed my health with all the right supplements, and I don't have pain at all in my body. In the first lockdown, when I couldn't get, my supplements were held over in Queensland and I couldn't get them, and I was taking peptides at the time, which were to recode my DNA after having all the scans that I'd had, which damaged DNA. So I did DNA repair with peptides, and I couldn't get all of those supplements, and I was in chronic pain, and I'd forgotten how bad it was. So now when they came through, that it took about up to a month. It was starting to ease each week better and better, but it took a month, and then I was back to no pain again. So that's my morning routine for stopping eating at 3 p.m. I do that most days, and then when we're not in lockdown and there's an invitation to go out, there's no rules. I'll eat, and I'll eat dessert, and I'll enjoy my friends. All right, lots of love. Speak soon. All right.